Hey everyone, it's Brickwaffle here, and we are back with a Let's Play on a new game. This is a game called TerraTech, and for those of you that haven't seen it, you can get it on Steam. It's in early access. You can see that there's been some updates, and we're going to check this out. It's the first game I've done a video on other than Minecraft, so please let me know if you like that, and if you'd like to see more of this. And we're going to do a few episodes, and assuming you guys like it, we'll keep going. But it's a really cool game, and effectively, it's Robot Wars. You build little robots, you go around, you blow them up, you gather resources, you make more parts, and you keep going that way. And you can see that I do have a continue game. I've been playing around with this a little bit. I've been playing for about an hour, but I'm going to go ahead and start a new game, and we're going to pick random seed, and we'll get started. GSO base deployment unit B57981. Payload failure. Okay. Crash landing imminent. So we're coming in as, right past the logo, as basically a failed bomb. And when we explode, our little cab lands here on the ground. And this is basically us. Cab is a bit banged up, but we made it. And this is the thing, if this little block here gets destroyed, then we're destroyed. Okay, so we can drag around with the right mouse button, and we can see this here. We're going to drag it and snap it to the back. And you can drag things from a pretty long distance in this game, and you can snap them wherever you want, but we're going to go ahead and attach the wheels to the sides, because this is basically the tutorial. Oops, let's see if we can turn the camera a little bit. Come on. There we go. And now we need to stick a gun on top. And a drill on the front. Once we're done with that, we can tip it, and then we can hit B to tilt ourselves upright. And that's going to be a good tip throughout the game, so if we get stuck or we get tipped over, we can use B, the build beam, to flip ourselves back. So we're going to drive around a little bit. As you can see, it's normal WASD controls, and spacebar fires our weapon. Alright, so now we got to deal with Tony. And head-on isn't generally the best option, but that drill really helps actually in the very, very early part. It's kind of hard to control with these. They're not really well balanced, you can see, and they turn very, very poorly, but you can drill these people, and we just chase them that way. There we go. And we do... Whoop. Yeah, we do want to get away if we can when they explode, just because that can cause some problems for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this gun to the front. We're going to put another block up here, another gun on top, and maybe we'll salvage these wheels for another time, see if we can, if it's not going to be too heavy to carry these with us. I know they don't do anything up here, but that way we have more parts. So that'll work for the short term. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around and gather some of these components. So, whoops. Yeah, that's probably not the best build right now. Let's actually go ahead and... what should we do? Let's take this piece off and move it to the back. And I know this gun won't function back here, but we'll keep that. And that way at least we can keep all of our parts and not tilt over when we drive around. Oops. Come on. There we go. Okay, so solar generator. And wherever we drop, this is basically going to be our base. That only functions when it's on its own. You can carry it around, but it won't function. You can see it must be anchored. So we're going to drop it right here for now. And it says it's gathering power. So that's great. And here's a repair bubble. And when we connect this to our solar generator, it generates a nice field that will repair all of our equipment. So you can see we turn green, and there we go. Our cab's not broken anymore. Awesome. So we can think about a couple of things. If we wanted to redesign, we can make this thing wider, we can make it narrow, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm actually going to try something a little bit different here. I'm going to take all these parts off. Let's just do this. Let's do it this way for now. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do it that way. It's going to be a little uneven. It doesn't have to be symmetrical, but this way we can put both of our weapons on and still function. And one thing is, if you leave parts laying around, they will despawn. So I'm going to put those on our base, even though it doesn't really do anything yet. And the base can't move around. Okay, so let's drive over here. And these question marks here in the beginning of the game, this is just kind of tutorial to show you how to get to stuff. And once you've collected 5 or 6 of these, then the tutorial stops. You're more or less on your own. So let's get through here. We're going to shoot this. We're not going to worry about collecting all the resources yet. The important thing is to get this delivery cannon. Whoop. Yep, that's going to happen a lot too, because this delivery cannon is not ideal. Let's take that wheel off and put the delivery cannon over here and wheel there. How's that? That's going to be a little bit better. And does this work while it's on our vehicle? It sure does. So before we go back, we're actually going to go ahead, and I know that wheel is looking like it's about to break off. We're going to sell all this stuff. So delivery cannons can go in your base, or they can go right here on your vehicle, and you get cash for that. Oop, come back here. That's going to help a lot later on when you want to buy things. Obviously, having money will help you buy them. Let's just grab these and move them over this way. Drop that guy. And we're going to go drop this off at our base and anchor it so we can just drive around a little bit more easily. One thing is, I haven't seen yet, but if you overload your wheels, I know they don't function as well. It does not appear that they cause damage per se, but that spark will indicate that you're going to have a hard time turning, you're going to keep tipping over. This really isn't ideal. Like that. Keep trying to speed out of here real quickly, and it's like popping wheelies everywhere. Alright, so this little blue icon up here, this will tell us where our placed structures are. So if we've got a base like this solar generator, ugh, come on. Nope. Maybe I'm just going to put this in the front here. This is not working at all for me. Again, I know that's not ideal. We'll just have to get this thing back to our little base. Can we drive at all? We can't. Alright. How are we going to do that? Let's move. That's not really what I wanted to do. Let's do this. Put that up there. This thing on that. I'll put the gun in the back. Can we drive that around a little bit? A little bit. Okay. Ugh. Alright. Come on, grassland rock. Get out of my way. These things are kind of a pain. You know what? I'm just going to throw this and drive manually. That's going to be the easiest thing to do, I think. So we're just going to take this with us, and you can... Hey, okay. There's a receiver. I'm going to actually drive away with this because I don't want it to go on with the rest of the tutorial. What it's going to show us here with the receiver, though, is you can connect other pieces to this setup. So let's put that on... No, I don't really want it right there. Let's do it on this side. There we go. And then we're going to put our receiver over here. And what that will let us do is drop items on that receiver, and then they'll automatically go into the delivery cannon. It says find some resource chunks, so let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully this guy stays over the hill for now. Okay, so Luxite shards, we can put those on the receiver, and then they get queued up to go in here. And you can imagine if we had a bunch of these, that this would go pretty quickly. And they can actually hold up to 3. So that'll be pretty cool. And there's also versions of this, as we'll see later on, that let you carry things on your vehicle that way. Alright, so enemies might try to steal our equipment. Let's go ahead and see what this guy looks like. Maybe if we're sneaky, we can get over here. Our vehicle needs some more parts to really be stable. But let's go ahead and take a quick peek up here. Man, this thing is hard to turn right now. Ooh, tiny shooter. Okay, let's just go ahead and take him out. Alright, good. So we need one more piece to balance us here. Let's put that on. Put that up there. Let's get B. Kind of level ourselves out a little bit. And we know we can't use all these guns yet, and all these wheels are not really helpful at the moment. Stabilizer wheels, though, that is kind of helpful. That you can put backwards like that, and it'll help you stay put. I don't think we need these wheels. We've got plenty. So let's throw this one back and put the 2 coil lasers up front. Again, I know that's not going to... Actually, you know what? We can probably do this now that we have a stabilizer wheel. Let's snap that around and put our gun up there. Yeah, that's a little bit better. We can tilt forward a little bit, but yeah, I think that's going to work. Okay, so let's go, and it says you can undo. If you make a bunch of changes, you can undo those. I don't want to do... Whoa, hey, look at that guy. Is he just carrying stuff? He doesn't really seem to have any weapons. Oh. Oh, come on. No, not a good time for lag. Yeah, blow his wheels off. And when these things start flashing, they're going to explode. And we don't really want... Come on, break. We don't want everything to explode because stuff takes damage when it does, but there we go. Now we can get our one-slot refinery and our thimble tractor pad and another block. Oh, here comes somebody else. Let's get out of here. Let's get back to our base with this stuff. It's already pretty damaged. We don't want to lose it. Come on, can we make it? Can we make it? This is terrible. What a terrible design. I'm gonna move this up front. Does that help? Yeah, that is gonna help a little bit. Okay, so obviously I'm not a pro at this, and we're still early on. Hopefully those guys don't follow us back to base, but we need to get this stuff anchored and repaired, and then we can refit our design a little bit. So obviously when you have more of these blocks, these building blocks, you can make a more stable vehicle. We need better wheels too. Come on. Now, it was driving just fine, and now it's going to decide to fall over all the time. Fantastic. It's okay. We're almost back. We're gonna limp home really derpy. Good. Okay, so here's our refinery. We're going to put that next to that. We're going to keep our tractor pad for now, but we are going to move a couple of blocks around. So let's take that off, move that right there, put a wheel in the back, gun here, another one of these in the back, and a tractor pad. Not ideal, but we can drag ourselves over here and get repaired now. Great. Okay, so a couple of things. We have our extra wheels from back here, so let's go ahead and put those on this back section. There we go. Now we're getting a little bit more stable. Alright, so the refinery, let's get something that we can refine as an example. Probably this, I think we can refine Luxite. Oops, wrong button. And you can see we can't use this gun because it's not at the right spot. But when we go near the stuff now, we'll pick up 3 of them with the tractor pad automatically. So let's go ahead and bring these Luxite shards back with us. Alright, oops. Great, let's turn this around. Come on, come back, come back. And when we get close to our receiver, it's automatically going to put that in a delivery cannon, which you actually don't want in this case. We want it to go into the refinery first. And that way it'll get refined and then turn into something a little bit more valuable and then automatically go into the delivery cannon. There we go. So you can see that's worth 60 now. That's quite a bit more. Alright, so what can we do to make this a little bit better? Well, we can move this up. We can put this gun on top. We can put our thimble pad back here. And we can hang on to these wheels for later. Now, I'm going to stick them on the delivery cannon again just because, like I said, if you leave them out there, they will despawn. This, again, is not ideal, but it's going to let all 3 of our weapons fire, which is pretty important right now. And we only have $500. I'll show you, I think in a little bit, we're going to be able to go shopping as well. So let's come back over here to this question mark. Once we've found a fabricator, we can start crafting. Where are you? He doesn't appear to be heading toward us yet. Let's leave him alone for now. Let's try to get all of our base pieces first and see how that goes. Oop, oop, oop. Hey, hey, get out of here, guy. Let's get that fabricator first. And let's see what we can carry here. All of this stuff is good, especially some extra weapons. This is going to be really hard to balance. Yeah, these wheels are overloaded big time. So we're going to need to stop here for a second. Is that guy coming near us? No, not yet. Okay, so we're going to need to redesign this a little bit again. The fabricator we can always carry. And what can we do with this stuff? We're going to take these off and put them in the very back. We got a conveyor to carry with us now. Okay, good to know. Let's put that weapon back down there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put on some of these bigger wheels, these dirt wheels. They're much, much better at giving us some suspension here. I know, we're going to throw this conveyor down for now. The conveyors are basically a way to move items around so that you can have more than just the one receiver associated with your big fabricator back there. So let's do that. Here's another one. Here's another receiver. All right. So we're going to drag that there and drag that there. And we can see when you put 2 things on here, it's going to craft something for us. So 2 plumeria ingots gives us one of these. I'm going to stick this right here. I know that's not ideal for now. Put another one of those there. We're just trying to get everything back to base at this point. So let's put another one of these big dirt wheels on here. Drop that. Put another one of these big dirt wheels on here. And one more. There we go. Great. So we can make extra blocks for ourselves too. And I know I've just covered up my tractors. If you've played before and you're going, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" Don't worry. I know I did that. I'm just trying to get everything back to base so we can set up again. And you can see how much more these extra dirt wheels can carry and how much more stable we are. That's really, really helpful at this point. So let's get back to our base. And you can see the smoke from our last item back there, of course the question mark as well. So now we're going to set up something that we want to be careful about. We don't want to necessarily just sell everything directly when we come back to our base. We want to be able to craft some things and sell others. So we're going to need to move this stuff around. So let's take these wheels off for now. And we want to set up one path over here that goes into the refinery and then into the delivery cannon. And actually we're going to do a couple of these. Oops. Let's do that. And that way we can pull things into the refinery. The fabricator we're actually going to put on the other side just so we have to manually put them in the fabricator for now. Okay, now we need to pull these things back off and pull these tractor bits back off here. Okay, so let's move these on the back. Oops, come on, there we go. And we're going to put these tractor pads on the back. And where are those 2 little wheels? This is just to help keep the tractors stabilized. They're not going to do much, but they're going to keep that from dragging in the back. They're not going to give us a whole lot of drive. Not the right place. Okay, again, not the greatest thing in the world, but we have all of our weapons facing forward, and we've got some tractor pads back here we can pick stuff up with. So one thing that we probably want to do when we get ready to start fighting other guys is move our cab to the middle, because remember, if this gets destroyed, we're dead. The rest of the blocks, they get destroyed, it sucks, but we can still keep going. So let's actually look at this. This is, ones with colors here have some different seams of materials. So you can see we can collect this stuff up and sell it, and it's right here by our base. Things will eventually respawn, so let's go ahead and do that. I know we're going to keep getting warned that we have a mission we should be working on, but that's alright. We're going to just drop all that stuff off there. It's going to go into the refinery and start selling itself automatically, even if we're not at the base. So let's grab all that too, and blow up this rock. There we go. Grab some more of that. And we are limited a little bit by our refinery right now, so it's only going to go as fast as our refinery can go, but now we're really making some cash. 90 each. That's good. That's really good. So let's get some of this stuff too. Oops. Yeah, and sometimes you'll get stuck like that, where items will get stuck on the front of you, and you can sometimes just move them manually. That trick with B, though, to get recentered and flip your vehicle back right, that helps a lot when you get stuck on things. It is early access. There are a few problems with the controls. Sometimes things will get stuck under your vehicle when they probably shouldn't, and that really helps get you out of that. Okay, so let's go over here and get the last little bit for our base fragments here. And let's see, can we poke around here? Yep, somebody's got this already, so let's get this guy. He's trying to take our stuff. We're not going to let him. There we go. We'd love to get some of these parts. So we definitely need the payload terminal, but what else can we put on here? We can put some weapons on the side. That's going to give us some more guns. We're going to stack these up here. We're going to grab a couple more wheels. Actually, you know what? Let's just take these little wheels off here and get the big dirt wheels. That's going to help. And we can do the same thing with these. Get the big dirt wheels. Now, there may be a point to having the smaller wheels here, just in terms of overall weight of the vehicle, but so far it seems that it's been better for me at least to just grab as many of the big dirt wheels as I can. Okay, wow, yeah, we're quite a bit faster, although we do seem to be running over, yeah, there we go, running over that wheel. So some of these rocks, if they don't have those colored seams, they're just rocks. There's really nothing you get out of them, but you can keep an eye on that from time to time, see if there's anything that's worth grabbing. Okay, well, we are having a little bit of lag. So let's go ahead and drop our payload terminal. It doesn't have to be in the bubble. We're just going to put it over here. And what you can do with this is you can buy some blocks, which is really nice. Any blocks you've discovered. Little trekker wheel. They turn and steer better than their big brothers. Okay. So you might want these if you're doing something for turning or steering. But these dirt wheels give us a little more oomph. And these little stabilizers are used to prop up top-heavy tech. So we're going to buy one of those. It's only 100, and you'll see when we get that, it just drops here near us. We can put that on the back. Now we're going to be a really stable platform. But we probably need to redesign this a little bit again. Like I said, now we can put our cab towards the middle of our vehicle. So I'll say when you pull this out, it's going to break a bunch of stuff. That's fine. We can just start breaking this. That's alright. It's kind of like Legos. You sometimes just start over again and need to build something up from there and then flip ourselves over. Let's go ahead and do that. And put that guy in the front. Yeah, just take all of these off. That's fine. We're going to do a big block platform like that and cover ourselves up pretty good. Okay, so then we need to put on some weapons. That's probably not going to be the ideal situation. Let's do this and put those, what are these called? Can't even remember. Tractor pads in the back. Okay, so we're going to do some weapons. Oh, crud. That's not what we wanted. Can't really turn that much. Oh, we're getting attacked by two guys. That's not good at all. Oh no, Tony's back. Can we even get there? Let's see if we can put another wheel on while we're fighting. Put another gun up here. Put another gun up here. We're just kind of firing as much as we can. Alright, Tony, you're going to pay for it now. We're just going to sit here and hammer him. I know that's not ideal, but that's alright. We were in the middle of rebuilding. Whew. Alright, so there's another laser for us. We're going to keep that. We're going to try and get all this stuff. We do have some time before it despawns. But wow, that was not great. Okay, so let's try this again. While we're rebuilding, we get attacked. We have some extra parts here. Just all sorts of stuff. Let's take that guy off the back, put another tractor pad. Okay, so where were we? We were putting on some components. Let's do that one. Let's take this out of the middle and put this on. And then maybe we actually need to move these tractor things back a little bit. So let's take those off. Put these guys on the back here. That's not right. We're going to put those there, that there, that there. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more stable. We're trying to make it symmetrical just so that things actually stay attached where we want them. These lasers can be on the top. There's a forward drill. Let's put that guy there. Let's put them on the blocks, and then we'll use some stabilizers on the tractor pads in the back. Oops, there you go. Oh, we have enough there. We can do that. And then we got a radar. That's awesome. Where can we put that? Let's just stick that right there for now. That's going to make our mini-map much bigger. So let's put this guy right there facing forward. That's a forward-facing laser, obviously, so we need there. Here's some lights. These aren't really necessary, but they're kind of interesting. Another laser there. Man, we got a good haul from Tony. Here's another light. And you'll see when it gets nighttime in this game, it gets pretty dark. So those lights can be pretty helpful. Let's drop that off and repair ourselves real quick. Okay, that's pretty good. How are we in maneuverability? Not great, but not terrible. It could be a lot worse. Okay, so let's see what we've got over here still. Let's bring this tractor pad back and put this guy in the middle. And where else can we put weapons? On the sides? Yeah, we can do them on the sides there. Wow, we got more weapons than we can use. That's great. It's going to be bad for the next guy who tries to mess with us. I don't think that's going to work. We're going to put it there anyway. We just want to keep that. Drills. I think what we're going to do is swap the lights out, put one in the middle, and do the drills on the sides. Yeah, that's going to be fine. We really don't need more than one radar, although we could take it back and drop it at the base in case we ever lose it. Sometimes that's a good plan too, just to keep extra stuff. And here's a bracket. Interesting. Oh, you know what? That'll be really helpful. Let's take this guy off. Put this bracket, I think it's G to rotate stuff before it's placed. Where we can do this. I know we can make this work. How can I do this? Well, no, that's going to go straight up. We can use these brackets to kind of put things at different angles. You know what? We don't need the light as much as we need another gun. So let's do this. That's still not going to work for us. We're going to put that gun back there for now. Put the light up here. Actually, let's go ahead and move the light back down. Move the laser up so we can see over hills a little bit better with line of sight problems. We're going to take all these radar dishes back. They're really helpful to be able to see enemies further away. And we're going to take the bracket back and figure out what to do with that. Maybe that's all we're going to do is just stick something back there as well later. Okay, so let's go back and drop some of this stuff off. Okay, we'll drop one of these radars over here and another one over here. And that way, if we ever do get blown up, we can come back here and grab some materials to start with. Awesome. Okay, let's throw a couple lasers on our fabricator, a couple of wheels on our fabricator, again, just in case we get blown up. We'll be able to come back and get that pretty easily. Alright, so now we need to go out and get some more materials. So what we need to get is basically stuff that sells for a lot. So we can get these crystals. These are pretty decent. I know one of these we're going to keep getting warned that it can't fire. There it goes. And we probably need to at some point get those tractor pads on the front, just so it's easier to pick up these materials. Here's one of these seams. You can see how there's a little bit of blue here. Titanite seam. Oops. And sometimes you get pushed by these chunks of material, which is a little bit silly. And do we have a third one here? Can we back up? There we go. Oh, one more. And we'll just take you manually. So this is great. We can keep doing this quite a bit. And this is going to get us a lot of cash. And cash is going to be helpful because you may have noticed when we went to that menu earlier, you can sell blocks, but you can also, or buy blocks, but you can also buy techs. And techs are what they call these vehicles. So you can individually buy more vehicles. You can buy little AI vehicles that in theory can help you harvest or shoot with you. You can buy extra cabs so you can have different vehicles for different purposes. So we're going to try and collect quite a bit of cash here and eventually get on that. We can also buy anything we've discovered, so we might be able to buy more refineries and more discovery cannons. Generally, in my little playthrough about an hour earlier, what was that message? We'll see in a second. In my playthrough for about an hour earlier, it turned out that most of the time I was able to get those kind of things from attacking other techs, enemy techs, and I didn't need to buy them. Oh, are we stuck on our own base? That's ridiculous. Come on, it's a radar dish. Figure it out. There we go. And we can probably make this more efficient. I'm worrying about getting a little too top-heavy with this. Let's go ahead and actually stick a weapon back here, just so we have one backup gun. And we'll keep the radar down here so it doesn't get shot. But we need more of these transport pads if we're going to do a lot of harvesting. So if you can't tell what something is, you can shoot it right here, and you can see it's grassland rock. Just regular old rock, nothing much to see here. And I think you can even just wait. Yeah, plumite seam here, so you can just mouse over and wait, see what it looks like. And this design is a little bit annoying because, like I said, we keep getting stuck on the materials we're harvesting. What we probably ought to do is have one of those receivers and a couple of tractor pads to be able to put that up front and bring the materials back to our conveyors, rather, to bring the materials back to our tractor pads as we're going. That keeps these safe in the back, but also lets us gather materials by just running forward towards it. Ooh, looks like somebody else had a fight over here. Is there somebody left? Oh yeah, let's be vultures here. Let's take this guy out and gather up all of his materials. There we go. And stuff that's very quickly flashing is going to explode. Stuff that's kind of lightly flashing is damaged but won't explode right away. So we're going to stick that over here. We got more guns we can take. And again, I'm going to put these on just to take them back to the base. They don't always function if they don't have line of sight. In fact, they won't function if they don't have line of sight. Does that actually work? Okay, no, it pushes the materials. Oh, it does still work. That's interesting. So the tractor pads can work even with a block over them. Here's another tractor pad. Here's another laser. Another tractor pad. See, this is what I was talking about. There's no reason to buy these when you can just scavenge. Oh, wow, all these blocks. What are we... This is... Wow, this is a good haul for us. Let's see if we can connect that somewhere lower. You know what? That's all right. We can come... Oh, yeah, we can do that. Perfect. So that'll be lower. We're going to come back here, and we're going to stick a bunch of these on the sides. Man, look at that. Two guys fighting. We capture everything, and you can see it's starting to get dark now. It gets really dark at night in this game, so I apologize if that's hard to see on the video. I'm going to get this stuff back to base and probably skip ahead a little bit till daytime. What do we have over here? Another drill. I don't really care, but we'll take that too. Not an ideal build, but I'm going to grab a couple of these little wheels just so we can haul it all back. Man, that's hard to turn now. Alright, we're going to take our plundered pieces back to base, and I will resume when it's daytime. Alright, so we are back and it's daytime. You can see I've configured the vehicle a little bit differently, and it's actually still too big to get into our safety bubble here, but this is not bad at all for only having played for just a little bit of time here. So we're going to back this up, try and get all these little bits repaired. There we go. And you can see I went ahead and spent a lot of my money and got a sentry here. Now, the wheels down here, they don't do anything. He can't actually drive around. This is just a sentry bot to protect our base. So let's go ahead and drop that down. And we can right-click on him and say harvest, idle, or follow. It doesn't really matter what we pick. We're going to just have him idle. And in theory, what will happen now is if anybody tries to attack our base while we're out, he's going to shoot at them. So we have a ton of guns on this thing. Look at this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these coil lasers. We have one of these bigger wide gauge stud lasers, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of these light machine guns, and 2 drills, and our little protected radar dish, and 5 of these tractor pads. Look at this thing. It's a beast. So you can also use these AI modules later. Multi-seeker AI module. You can use these to create extra vehicles. I purposely put him on one of these little spinning things, or all he can do, rotating anchor. He can only just sit here and fire at stuff. Now we could build him up. We can add more bits to him and make this much, much bigger and scarier. And actually, let's go ahead and try that, because we've got more guns than we really need at the moment. And I know that if you played this before, you might be thinking, what is he saying? More guns than we need. Let's put these lasers on here. And let's just take a couple of these and stick them on here as well. And that way, our base is going to be really well defended. You know what? I don't even need this one. Let's go ahead and put that on the front of him. So if anybody comes to our base while we're gone, they're going to get annihilated. You know what? I'm going to switch that up a little bit, because these machine guns can actually lob fire over. The lasers have to fire directly. So let's take a couple of these back for us. and put those up here, and that way he can fire over our base. Where's another one of those machine guns? That way if something comes up from the opposite side, he can still get a pretty good shot on it. Let's bring that down. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have any trouble. That's still a crazy amount of weaponry. Yeah, we're going to be just fine with that. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone. And I think we're actually going to wrap up the first episode here, so please let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button, it really helps me out. And if you really enjoyed it, then please subscribe. As always, I've been Brickwaffle. Thank you for watching.